Um, so, another thing you should know about me is that I went to Vassar College.
Yay!
Where I studied drama. And boy, was there drama. No, seriously, there was. But I graduated ready to face the world, ready to be the next Meryl Streep or, for instance, Sternhagen or Lisa Kudrow, all graduates of Vassar College. But the problem was, I needed to pay the rent. So, when I was offered a position in casting department, I thought, perfect. Now I can combine my two loves, show business and meeting hot guys. And seriously, I met a lot of hot guys while I was working at the office. But this one time in particular, I was on the phone with my grandmother, and the other line rang. So I said, hold on a second, Grandma. Casting. And the man on this side of the phone says, hi, can I speak to Sheila, please? And I said, sure. Who's calling? And he said, Richard Gere. And I said, oh, please. Grandma, I gotta go. Richard Gere is on the other line. I love you. Happy birthday. Bye. Sheila, Richard Gere for you on line 2. Now, by the time I hung up the receiver, my grandmother had called everybody she knew. And my entire family was now calling to ask about my conversation with Richard Gere. Tying up all the phones in the process, and so I was fired. No, I wasn't. But I did come to realize that if I wanted to be a performer, I needed a little more flexibility. So I did a bunch of odd jobs. I worked in publishing, I cater waitress, which I was terrible at. And then finally, I came upon teaching, which I truly love. There's a very ancient saying, but a true and honest thought, that when you become a teacher, by your students you'll be taught. As a teacher I've been learning, you'll forgive me if I boast, but I've now become an expert on the subject I like most, getting to know you. So, I'm a teacher in a pre-K classroom. That means 4 and 5-year-olds. And as a way of getting to know our students at the beginning of the year, we ask them to help us write a list of classroom rules. Rule number 1, every year, is what we teachers like to call hands on our own bodies. As defined by 4-year-olds as no hitting, no punching, and no kicking. However, as the year goes on, we tend to have to expand the definition to include no pulling hair, no spitting, no hitting, no kissing, no licking, no poking eyes, no poking ears, no squeezing faces, no squeezing throats, no pulling clothes, and my personal favorite, no pulling tongues. Getting to know you, getting to know all about you, getting to like you, getting to hope you like me. So, there's a lot of conversation that goes on the snack table. Who likes who doesn't like who, who's marrying who. It's all fodder for 4-year-olds as they munch on graham crackers. And this one time at my table, everyone was getting really upset because this girl wanted to marry this boy, who wanted to marry this girl, who wanted to marry another boy, who wanted to be a girl and still marry another girl. And everyone's getting really upset. This one girl is crying, and I said, enough. Enough talking about marriage. You have plenty of time to think about marriage. No more talking about marriage. And this little boy looks up at me and says, can we talk about divorce? Getting to know you, putting it my way, in my sleeve. You're precisely my cup of tea. Alright, so you learn a lot at the snack table. For example, I learned the definition of a nimbus. I learned all the lyrics and choreography for LMFAO's I'm Sexy and I Know It. And I learned that you can drive to Holland. No, really, you can. Because first, you leave your grandma's house in Great Neck, and then you drive to New York. And then you drive to Holland, and then you drive to New Jersey where your daddy picks up the table for your grandma's birthday party. Getting to know you, getting to feel free and easy.
Yeah.
When I'm with you, getting to know what to say. So this other time we're all talking about our daddies. My daddy does this, my daddy loves this. And this little girl looks at me and says, my daddy's penis loves my mommy's vagina. And I said, who wants more graham crackers?